Coming up on Unpeeled, this team is ringing in records for women's sports.
One of our very own reporters crossed the finish line at this local event.
We're ready to rock and roll after this award show.
And we're racing to the LA Olympics with these new announcements. All that and more Unpeeled starts right now.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Unpeeled. I'm Rickie.
And I'm Isabella Galan, now for breaking news on a popular singer.
Earlier today, Tyler the Creator announced he is touring his new album Chromacopia starting in February 2025. The album, which is set to release next Monday, was teased 2 days ago with a music video for his lead single, Noid.
Tyler is set to travel across the United States, Europe, and Australia on his 8-month world tour. Singers Lil Yachty and Paris, Texas will join Tyler as special guests at specific locations. Tickets for Chromacopia are set to go on sale next Friday. And the New York Liberty won the WNBA championship for the first time in franchise history on Sunday. They beat the Minnesota Lynx by just 5 points in the final game to win the series 3-2.
Game 5 was aired on ESPN and averaged 2.2 million viewers, making it the most watched WNBA Finals in 25 years. This is despite competition of other major sports events that night. It was also the most attended WNBA Final in history with just over 18,500 in attendance. This is higher than 17 NBA games last season. Isabella, the Madison Square Garden was absolutely rocking for this Game 5. The Liberty obviously taking it home, but the WNBA as a whole is just thriving in recent years. Obviously, Caitlin Clark was probably the spearhead of resurging this popularity, but the league as a whole doing spectacular.
Very true. I feel like I'm seeing the WNBA all over my TikTok all the time, and they're killing it. And it's so great to see how these girls are finally getting the recognition that they really deserve. One of them being Breanna Stewart, who actually went to Syracuse High School. So she is right here from the area. And, I'm really happy to say that this is also a great win for the state of New York, but for the central New York area as well.
Exactly. You always get a rep. And I mean, I know me and my roommates, we had this massive TV setup. We had the NFL, WNBA, MLB on, but I was super tuned in to this final game. I mean, they went down to the wire. Everybody was hooping, whether it was Stewart, Ionescu, Jonquel Jones, everybody was doing spectacular, and the WNBA should be in for some major revenue next year.
Absolutely. And calling all SNL fans, this Saturday, SNL star Marcelo Hernandez will visit Syracuse University for Latin Heritage Comedy Night. The event is being hosted by the Student Association for Latin Heritage Month and Mental Health Awareness Week. It will take place at the Goldstein Auditorium in Shine Student Center at 8 p.m.
Last week, SNL saw major increases in their ratings, in large part due to Ariana Grande hosting the episode. The night included a monologue from Grande and a viral bridesmaid skit that featured Hernandez. The show brought in around 5.5 million viewers, the highest rating since Elon Musk hosted in 2021. Let's say that again. 2021. Since they've seen these numbers, I mean, 6 million live viewers is a huge number in today's day and age of TV. SNL is obviously flourishing, and that bridesmaid skit is going super viral on social media.
Oh yeah, it has millions and millions of views. Everybody is saying straight from Domingo all the time. It's all I can ever hear about. And I'm excited to see Hernandez come to Syracuse and really get to talk about this skit and all the other things that he's done for SNL. I mean, I really think he has changed the game, specifically with SNL, because he's bringing Gen Z humor into the show. He knows what we think is funny because he's part of Gen Z himself. And I really think that's to the benefit of SNL as a whole.
And he's easily, one of the best and strongest additions to the cast in recent years. Obviously, a big reason why they've seen this surge in viewership recently. And a big part of his routines as a whole, whether it's on SNL or stand-up in general, is representing his Latin heritage. So you and I both can appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. We appreciate it, and we know that Syracuse is very excited to welcome him here on Saturday.
Exactly, and Tom Holland is breaking the web after a year-long hiatus. The actor has been announced as the lead in Christopher Nolan's latest film, which is set to be released in July 2026. Marvel Studios also confirmed Spider-Man 4, with filming set to begin in 2025.
But it doesn't stop there. Holland also launched a non-alcoholic beer brand called Beero. The company strives to deliver non-alcoholic beer that, quote, celebrates and not stigmatizes. Holland has been outspoken about his journey on sobriety and learning mindful drinking habits.
And part 1 of the Wicked movie adaptation is set to hit theaters in late November. The movie will detail the backstory of Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West. The poster features Emmy winner Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba and Ariana Grande as Glinda the Good. The poster is very similar to the original Broadway version, but Isabella, it's been modified to show both actresses' faces.
Yeah, and fans are not super happy with this, and they used Photoshop to alter the poster. This included making Erivo's face shadowy with bright red lipstick, as well as covering Ariana Grande's face with her hand. Erivo expressed her frustration on Instagram and said, quote, "None of this is funny, none of it is cute. It degrades me, it degrades us." I mean, those are some strong words coming from Erivo. Yeah. She definitely was very, very upset about what the fans were doing. And ultimately, I really don't think the fans meant any harm from it. I think they were just trying to have fun, make the movie poster a little bit more similar to the Broadway playbill. And I really don't think they meant any harm by it.
Exactly. And, you know, if I'm Erivo in this instance, I would think that she would see this and, you know, praise it, if anything, and, you know, commend the fandom of, like you said, trying to bring these two worlds of Broadway and Hollywood together. You know, a lot of celebrities in general, they post fan art on their social media all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And their faces are everywhere. They've done so many collaborations with Target, REM Beauty. I could go on and on, but I won't do that. But they've been everywhere. So this poster really isn't the only place that we're seeing their face. So I really don't think it was the biggest deal. It's not like this is becoming the official movie poster or anything.
Right.
I just think that fans were trying to make it a little more realistic to the poster of the Broadway playbill, and she just took it a little too far.
Nonetheless, should be a good movie though.
Yes, very excited. We got on our Wicked colors, so we're excited.
Exactly. And when we return, we're paying homage to this late singer-songwriter.
And we'll give you a rundown of the New York State Marathon. Stay tuned, Unpeelers.
Women are bad with money.
It's what the world's been saying for centuries.
But now, we've got something to say.
Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses. It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer
80% more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So again, we say to that, save it.
The falsehoods, the feelings of fault, then the funds.
Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
A former member of one of the world's biggest boy bands, One Direction, died last Wednesday. Here to talk about the fans' reaction and controversy surrounding his life and death are pop culture reporter Sigourney Bell and red carpet reporter Charlie Nomani.
Liam Payne was found dead at 31 after tragically falling to his death from his balcony of his hotel. Now we look back at his life, remembering his start to fame and his career.
After being placed into One Direction on X Factor, Liam Payne spent the next 5 years as a part of one of the biggest boy bands in the world. However, the group started splitting in 2015, starting with member Zayn Malik. Payne left the group to pursue solo music in 2016, releasing his first solo single, Strip That Down, which reached number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. In his career, Payne received 3 Brit Award nominations, was brand ambassador for Hugo Boss, and voice acted in a Disney movie. But Payne also faced struggles and controversy.
He discussed his fight with addiction and alcoholism. In 2023, Liam uploaded a video on YouTube titled "I'm Back," where he gave his fans an update on his life after his 100-day stay in rehab. When speaking with Men's Health Australia, Liam said drinking had helped him cope with fame. Unfortunately, when an autopsy report was done on Liam, it found that he had multiple substances in his body, including pink cocaine, which is a mix of multiple different drugs. Liam lived a great life, but it wasn't free of conflict. He struggled with the loneliness of fame that being in One Direction gave him. He was also facing a cease and desist from his ex-fiancée Maya Henry because he repeatedly contacting her against her will. And fans were recently trashing him online for his behavior at Niall Horan's concert. All this while battling his own issues of substance abuse. But Liam was not just his mistakes. As friends and family post their tribute to him, we remember he was human as well and loved by many. Fans were even defensive of Liam when TMZ posted a video of his death. They called TMZ insensitive and unethical in light of this tragedy.
Now fans all over the world come together to remember Liam, his career, and his impact on their own lives.
I'm sure many fans honored Liam by playing One Direction songs as they ran the Great New York Marathon this past weekend. Here to give us the rundown is Syracuse events reporter Tegan Brostrom.
Runners saw the amazing fall foliage as they competed in the Great New York State Marathon, also known as the Loop the Lake Race. The race started and ended at the FCU Amphitheater and wound around Onondaga Lake. On Saturday, runners ran the 5 and 10K races, and Sunday held the half and full marathon. Proceeds from the race went to Kelly's Cause, a charity that supports translational research for vascular anomalies. The money goes directly to educational programs for Syracuse area families. And runners of all ages and abilities crossed the finish line. There were parents pushing strollers, one runner carrying a weighted backpack while also holding the American flag, and people who completed the race on their birthdays. Runners were celebrated by their families and friends as they crossed the finish line. It was a great event that brought people together and honored a great cause. Now, I also had the opportunity to experience this amazing community as I ran the 10K alongside my roommate Rachel. Here's a look at our experience. 1 mile. 2. Happy halfway. Mile 4. 5. Almost there. We finished. Despite some technical difficulties, I'm sure you could see that the energy at the race was amazing and it was a perfect fall day. I'm also sure you could tell that my breathing was getting a little heavier as the miles went on. Now, Rickie, will we see you out there next fall?
Yes, you will, Tegan. After the break, we'll tell you everything you need to know about this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class. Get ready to rock, Unpeelers.
Saturday night, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted its 39th class. Our music reporter Riley Underwood is here to break it all down. Riley, who are some of this year's inductees?
Well, this year's inductees, Belle, were Cher, Mary J. Blige, the Dave Matthews Band, Foreigner, Ozzy Osbourne, Peter Frampton, Kool and the Gang, and A Tribe Called Quest. Those were for the performer categories. And Cher, she's been waiting for this for a long time. She's one of only 2 artists to have #1 hits in 7 different decades, from the 1960s to the 2020s. The Rolling Stones, the only other band to do that.
Wow, I mean, Cher is phenomenal. She's one of my favorites, but I wouldn't necessarily classify her music as rock and roll. So what are the criteria to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
So to become eligible, it has to be 25 years after the release of your first record. And also you have to, according to their criteria, make a substantial impact on the future of rock and roll and the culture of rock and roll. But some of these aren't rock and roll. So basically, it's just, are you a good musician? Have you put out some good songs? And next year will be the first year that artists that released their first album in 2000 will be eligible. So for example,
crazy.
Justin Bieber, just to give you some context, not next
Wow.
year. Justin Bieber and Drake, they're 2034, but next year it's going to be, the biggest names are going to be Linkin Park, the Gorillaz.
Wow.
I wouldn't say we're going to see them inducted next year, but
Right.
there's a lot of...
But they could.
They could.
They definitely could. But you also, we were talking a little bit earlier, you mentioned that there's some tie to Syracuse this year?
Yeah, there is. Suzanne DePass, and she's not a performer. She was the only record executive that was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. And she actually discovered the Jackson 5 the year that she graduated from Syracuse University in 1968. She also signed the Commodores. Of course, Lionel Richie, a part of that group, Rick James, Tina Marie, and the Bars. She was the president of Motown Records from 1981 to 1992. And another upstate connection, Foreigner's Lou Gramm, from here in Rochester, not here in Rochester, but he's from Rochester. So a lot of upstate New York connections in this one. But Suzanne DePass, really cool stuff, discovering Michael Jackson for the world the year that she graduated. She was a senior.
That's pretty impressive. Thank you so much, Riley.
From the most iconic singers to the most memorable dances, our Broadway reporter Elizabeth Gottlieb is here to tell us what to expect with the new Dirty Dancing musical.
Theatergoers can expect to have the time of their lives with the new Broadway production of Dirty Dancing. The musical is set to open in late 2025 on Broadway with plans for international productions. The musical first hit the stage in Australia in 2004. The show will follow the plot of the 1987 film where Frances Baby Houseman falls in love with dance instructor Johnny Castle at a resort in New York's Catskills. Aline Bergstein, who wrote the film screenplay, will be developing the show and writing the book of the musical. Fans can expect new music and fresh choreography. According to the official press release, the show will deliver iconic moments, unforgettable songs, and electrifying dance sequences, while reimagining key elements of the story to resonate with today's theatergoers. Dirty Dancing is far from the first movie to be adapted into a Broadway musical. Lionsgate is currently adapting La La Land and Wonder for the stage. While some adaptations turn out to be a success, other productions have short-lived runs. Moulin Rouge is steadily grossing roughly $1.5 million each week. This has allowed the musical to continue shows since its opening in 2019. Other musicals like The Notebook, the musical, are averaging under $1 million each week. This has led to the show's closing after less than a year of being open. While ticket sales are increasing since the closing announcement, The Notebook has not seen a major increase in grossing. So what makes a movie musical adaptation work? Like Moulin Rouge, Dirty Dancing already has musical elements with big dance numbers. This could help transition the show seamlessly to the stage. The Dirty Dancing film grossed $214 million at the box office and continues to have a large fan base. Time will tell if the new production of Dirty Dancing will become a new staple of Broadway culture as it gives new life to the classic film.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Up next, we'll discuss how esports' growing involvement is continuing at the Olympics. You won't want to miss it.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen,
birds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motorsports have taken the world by storm the past couple of years, but now they're turning digital. Here to explain how racing games are now taking over the Olympics is our esports reporter, Nathaniel Cunningham. So good to be here with you. Tell me how and why the FIA is getting involved in the Olympics.
Well, it's really simple. The FIA is the Fédération Internationale des Automobiles. They're traditionally the organization that goes around and they're governing over businesses like NASCAR or Formula One. But now they're partnering with the Olympics because the Olympics has dedicated their time and their resources to using esports in the Olympics. That's something that we didn't expect to see. So now in 2028, you've got one of the biggest governing bodies heading who's going to produce the racing game. They have the expectation. They've worked with games like iRacing, Gran Turismo to produce high quality FIA certified games. The Olympics are hoping that that is exactly what's going to happen in 2028.
So what does all of this mean for other games governing bodies?
Well, think about it. If you have an organization like the FIA that's going out there and they're working with the Olympics, imagine if you could get the NBA or the WBC, the World Boxing Championship. You have all these other organizations that can come and create esports in a way that's maybe physically inclusive, but also able to go out there and have the ability to be electronic, and you don't have to be on site, and you don't have to be exactly where everybody is. That's going to open up a lot of doors for other sports that aren't traditional to what we thought the esports in the Olympics were going to look like when it comes to things like archery or horse racing. You're now going to get more in different sports that you may not see in the Olympics.
So overall, what does this mean for gaming in general?
Which is going to put more eyes on games. If you have more sports that are being represented in a virtual manner, you're going to have more eyes on the game. Ultimately, esports is a booming industry. It's a $1.75 billion industry.
With a B.
It is huge. A B. It's growing and growing every day. Imagine if you have the Olympics where worldwide everybody's going to be watching things like racing or things like NBA or the World Boxing Championship. It's going to support that group and you're just going to see esports boom.
Nathaniel, thank you for being here. So excited for the Olympics.
And Los Angeles' film permitting office released its quarterly report, and it's not good news for TV and film production in the area. Here to discuss a decline in California production and what it could mean for other states is our industry reporter, Ben Dietrich.
Thanks, Isabella. According to a report from Film LA, production in the greater Los Angeles area fell 5% from July to September and is now currently at a 36% decline from its 5-year average. This means that the number of shoot days, or 24-hour periods, where film crews have permission to film at certain locations, have gone down significantly, even lower than during the writers' and actors' strikes last year. The reality TV sector saw the biggest decrease, with 56% less shooting days in the third quarter of 2024. The cause for this production decline is the contraction of the industry. Because California is dealing with a 5% unemployment rate and slow job growth right now, studios are cutting costs and getting pickier about what shows they approve for production. Competition for jobs is also heated up, with many people applying for the same positions. To try and mitigate these issues, California has a relief program which offers tax credits for productions filmed in the state that spend at least $1 million in production. This incentive has inspired some shows to film in the greater LA region, such as High Potential, SWAT, and Forever. Film LA wants an expansion and more funding to this program to keep more productions in the state. Now, California has lost market share recently to other major locations like the UK, New York, Georgia, and Ontario, and other states have introduced their own tax benefit programs to pull them away from California. Director Judd Apatow says California needs to have a stronger tax program for the industry like other states do, or else California production could continue to lose jobs to other states. The TV and film production industry is starting to have an arms race feel to it, not only with a competitive job market, but with states competing to attract filmmakers to create content in their state. Now, I don't know about you, Isabella, but I'm sure glad Unpeeled isn't filmed in California.
I definitely agree. Thank you so much, Ben. And a popular music service is now offering a feature that allows for more user creativity. We're here to break it all down when we return.
Nuestra historia la empezó alguien más. Nuestra historia usualmente la formaron generaciones anteriores. Nuestra historia se forjó y quizá hasta se definió por las experiencias de nuestra niñez. Pero no tiene que ser así. Tú puedes ser el autor. Aprende cómo en historiademinumero.org.
Hi, my name is Sadie Miller.
My name is Luke Brady. I go by St. Luke.
So this one I started with this guitar lick.
Spotify announced a new feature on their mobile app yesterday that will give users the ability to create unique cover art for their playlists. This will be able to decorate the cover with text, images, stickers, and more. The feature is currently available in beta to users in 65 markets.
As part of the launch, Spotify paired with artists to make their own playlist covers. Artists like Clairo and Arlo Parks got the chance to show off their creative side, and we decided to do the same thing here. We have some of our cast and crew. They made their own playlists and playlist covers, and we're going to try and guess who they are. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Let's see who we got first. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, this one's pretty. We got a globe, we got a star. Okay.
Hearts. Solange.
Janelle Monáe. Okay. Amy Winehouse.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, I think I might have a feeling of who this is. Do you want to give a guess?
I'll take our executive producer, Ella.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was going to say Charlene, our red carpet reporter.
You got it.
Wow, look at me, look at me.
One for one.
I mean, great artists on here. I just had a feeling. I know she has great taste in music.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I'm excited I got one right. Okay, next one. Okay. Brat, okay. Okay, Brat. Okay, this I feel like is giving a little bit more of Ella.
Yes,
yes,
because
I see Charlie.
Yeah, I see Charlie, I see Lady Gaga.
We know she loves Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Ella.
Yes, finally.
Right. Okay, we're killing a lot better than the Masked Singer guessing so far.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the next one. Okay, playing ping pong.
Playing pong and such. Okay, Clairo, Calvin Harris. This is interesting.
Oh, Declan McKenna. That's a great song. Oh, I'm a little stuck on this one.
Playing pong and such.
Calvin Harris?
Tegan?
I don't know. I'll go.
Okay.
See, I was gonna guess that, but I thought I was gonna be wrong, so I didn't. I should have just gone with my gut. Okay, we have one more. Okay, let's. Okay, so this is just the Glee cast. I'm gonna go with Siggy.
Shannon, I don't know. Oh, wow.
Okay,
again.
Victoria, thank you so much.
She got us again.
Thank you so much for that.
She got us again.
We were bested. But you know what? I think we did pretty well.
We tried.
All right, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have with you tonight.
Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on our socials at CitrusTVE on X and at Unpeeled_Syracuse on Instagram. I'm Rickie Potts.
And I'm Isabella Galan. We will see you next Wednesday live at 8 p.m. And from all of us at Unpeeled,